Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Yjshl Yeshiva Junior High School Hockey Tournament. I'm Josh Cass. I will be joined by a number of folks tonight, but for now, I'm on my own, and we are getting ready to bring you the championship matchup between the number 1 seed Haftr Hawks and the number 3 seed Halb Lions. Joining me very shortly is going to be Zach Newmark, who's working a little bit behind the scenes tonight, but for now, we'll get into a little bit of a dive for how these teams got here. So we'll start off with the away team, the Halb Lions. So Halb went 8-2 during the regular season. Each team played 10 games, earning themselves the 3 seed during the regular season. Their only 2 losses came to Haftr, and they also lost to Hank. Both of those losses came on the road, so they've had a lot of home success in terms of whenever they've had teams come into their gym and play. But right now, they are about to play on the road, and this isn't unusual where we see the championship game being played at Haftr. However, Haftr being one of the teams in the championship might make some of our viewers scratch their heads and wonder why it is not at a neutral site. And unfortunately, it was a bit of a chore getting some places available to play, but we are here, and Halb came in here not too long ago and played a game here, so they are familiar with this gym. We heard they got to practice here. They are somewhat familiar with the dimensions and very recently got some experience here. So it's going to be interesting to see how they come out and how they decide to play their game tonight. In terms of some of the names on this team, this is a majority 7th grade team, believe it or not. However, the 8th graders that are on this team did see a good amount of time last year. You're looking at guys such as Gabriel Axelrod, Max Katz, their goaltender Zevi Deutsch, who got time last year, ultimately didn't start the championship game but has experience. So going to look to those load of players if you're Halb to get the job done tonight. As for the Haftr Hawks, we'll move over to them. So Haftr went 10-0 on the regular season, beat everybody they played. They are coming off a 3-2 overtime victory in the semifinals against Flatbush, which took place here just over a week ago. And this is a team that might be 10-0. However, I wouldn't exactly say that even though they're 10-0, they've been separated so far above the rest of the class because they have played close games with teams such as Halb, a team that they beat earlier on in the regular season 3-2. So if I'm Haftr in this game, I'm looking at this game from the coach's perspective, and I'm saying, this team, we've played them, we've beaten them, we know we're going to play hard. How do we improve? And they're going to look to the following players to improve. You're looking at arguably the 4 best individual players in the league in Kobe Weiss, Marky Davidman, along with Jonah Gober and Ethan Grossman. And those 4 have been absolutely incredible for this team so far. And beyond that, you're also going to look to Max Spear on defense to be able to give you some quality minutes from the back end for this Haftr team. Now, in terms of the actual court itself, and Zach, will bring you in here. Zach Newmark, ladies and gentlemen, one of the players for the varsity Haftr Hawks team, but you played all of your games in this gym, so you can, pinpoint what we need to know about this court here. But in terms of how the floor should play out for both of these teams, what is there that you can give us that we should expect to see tonight?
So the first thing to expect is these boards, right? One advantage to this gym is having a lot nice solid boards, so the clears are easier to get out. You can see that through Haftr's past games, they use the boards a lot to try to get those clears out. I think Halb will also utilize using them. The size, too. This is not a big gym, which is good because these are not big guys. These aren't varsity players. These are middle school players, obviously, so they can use the size of this gym to their advantage. But one thing Haftr is very used to that Halb might not be so used to because this is not their home court is the floor. This floor is not your typical Yeshiva League floor. Wood, fake wood. This is like I don't even know how Benny Gross of Haftr describes it, but it's some astronomical rubber / concrete that is used actually for roller hockey teams. But Haftr knows how to shoot on this floor. Kobe Weiss's shot in the overtime game last in the last round.
Yeah.
You see, it was a beautiful shot, but you see sometimes when teams come into this gym, they don't get the same shots off as Haftr players, which is what to expect from this gym.
As we see that the two teams are starting to enter the floor, I'm between the benches right now. I know that you're up in the stands, but we have Halb on my right, Haftr on my left as Halb starts to take the floor. You know, Zach, as I know, well, actually, no, this year Haftr varsity was just an 11th and 12th grade team. I know in the past couple of years they've had grades 9 through 12. But let me ask you, as a junior playing on a varsity team where you have guys who might have more experience or, so to speak, seniority over you, you know, I mentioned that Halb is majority a 7th grade team. They're going to have a lot of guys in 7th grade in this game playing big roles for them. Can you give any sort of intake or insight for, you know, maybe how much experience maybe might be in favor of one team with that, you know, on the edge there?
So that's actually what I wanted to respond. It's the experience. There's so much that you learn from being on the court rather than just watching on the sidelines, actually being inside of the game, playing the game. You learn so much just from how players positioned when they stand. I actually converted from offense to defense last season, so I got to learn from my fellow senior defensemen, Jonah Fish at the time and Alicia Skolnick, to captain and assistant captain, how to basically work and play hard and give not just skill but heart and passion to the court, which is something you learn from the older guys as they play to win, and that's just something I learned from my seniors.
Well, this is definitely going to be an incredible and exciting matchup with both of these teams giving it all. This is a battle of the 5 towns, the only 2 schools that play in the middle school league from the 5 towns. Right now we're going to send it live to the pregame introductions, which will be conducted by the commissioner of the league, Eric Gelman. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the starting lineups, the reserves for both teams. First, let's talk about the reserves for the Halb Lions. First on offense, number 11, Andy Lambert. Next on offense, number 48, Yjhshl Guerrero. Next on offense, number 44, Aaron Hughes. Next on offense, number 21, Kyle Lichtman. Next on defense, number 34, Ellie Taubenfeld. Next on offense, number 23, Dothan Gantrow. Next on offense, number 31, Sandy Matlis. Next, the goaltender, number 35, Yjhshl Rosenberg. On offense, number 70, Andy Lawrence. On defense, number 14, Jonathan Hollander. Next on offense, number 13, Siggy Simon. 18, although he's not here, Rafi Turkovic. Next, the reserves for the Haftr Hawks. First for Haftr on defense, number 24, Avi up big serve.
Avi Bixer, the caterer?
A big serve. I said a big serve. He's out there. Next, number 13 on defense, Kobe Poe. Next on offense, number 10, Daniel Abrahams. Next on defense, number 23, David Shields. Next on defense, number 28, Derek Green. Next on offense, number 17, Eitan Berger. Next on offense, number 12, L-U-I-K. Next on offense, number 93, Ethan Grossman. Next, the goaltender, number 3, Evan Ellenberg. Next on defense, number 25, Ezra Brodsky. Next on offense, number 21, Isaac Haddam. Next on defense, number 6, Jack Fight. Next on offense, number 26, Kai Sosne. Next on offense, number 29, Sammy Hughes. And finally on defense, number 11, Dyer Jenner. Now for the starting lineups. First, the starters for the Halb Lions. First on offense, number 9, Judah Heller. Next on defense, number 5, Noah Lader. Next on defense, number 6, Max Katz. On offense, number 22, Gabriel Axelrod. On offense, number 24, Ben Nisser. Starting next on defense, number 12, Benjamin Popilski. Why's that 5 starter? Don't worry about it. And the starting goalie for the Halb Lions is number 30, Sevi Jones. We don't have 6, they weren't written down. The Halb Lions are coached by Stephen Mark and Andrew Haller. Now we'll bring on the starters for the Haftr Hawks. First, on defense, number 8, Max Spira. Next on defense, number 92, Jonah Gober. Next on offense, number 34, Mark Davidson. Next on offense, number 44, Kobe Weiss. Starting goaltender, We are back live, at least in the booth. Thank you, Eric Gelman, for the player introductions, the pregame announcements, and, of course, the national anthems, Hatikva, the Star Spangled Banner, and also the two Brakim of Tehillim that were said, as well as Al-Khaynu, which was sung right after.
And a lot of medical stuff now to EK Studio, right?
As Eric is going to join us right now. Eric, welcome. This has been a great season so far. How is it now that this is all about to be capped off right here in front of us?
I really think just across the board it was a fantastic season. Always seems to end up being a long season, but that's okay. as long as it's competitive. And we've had some amazing games, especially playoff time. A lot of overtime wins, a lot of overtime games in general. So really a great way to finish off an amazing season.
Every single win in the playoffs has come by no more than a 1-goal margin as we're underway here in the championship game. After getting control, Katz into backhand, will try and get the ball out. Forecheck pressure there by by Weiss. As Shiowitz will try and chase it down. Heller in the corner. Heller, one of the few 7th graders on last year's team that got championship time. So as an 8th grader, he's going to play a big role in this game for Halb.
Yeah, he's a super player. Has been for many years. Really, a nice breakaway here. Haftr.
Good move by Weiss.
Very nice.
Enter the zone. Marky Davidman fighting for the ball. Giving Heller trouble clearing. Weiss picks it up. Shoots, and it off the chest, I think, of Deutsch, and then popped up out of play. So far, not many opportunities. The ball was immediately cleared into Haftr's zone, but Haftr already 2 quick chances right in front of the net. It's what they've done that's brought them so much success all season long, as Deutsch covers that right off the face-off. Face-off will be to his right. You see Davidman tried to win that face-off right into the back of the net. That's how he scored one of the 2 goals against Flatbush in the semis, as Axelrod trying to center for Heller, or that's Mischer, excuse me, gets it in front, it popped wide. Rebound around, and Spear, a great save coming across from post to post. Heller has it in front, but couldn't get a shot off as Davidman shoots just wide.
Well,
Weiss
had a really good opportunity there.
In to keep the ball in. Davidman makes a nice move, but good play by Later to force him to the outside. Thrown across, Aspira chips in, shoots it wide, rebound. Davidman could not bury it. Heller dropping all the way in from the point to try to help out. Turnover back to the point, and just got out of the zone. Haftr will take it intentionally. So just over a minute and a half into this game, and we've seen chances come from both sides already. As here's the first line change of the day. Full for Halb. Meanwhile, Shiowitz comes off for Haftr, and taking his place is Jonah Gober. Faceoff is won back cleanly out of the zone, but no one there to pick it up as Popilski shoots on goal, and a save made by Spira. Paddles to the side as Gober to the front. Lampert, shot went wide. Spira gets to it, covers the ball, and stops play.
Lampert with the big goal in the semifinal game against Hank in that overtime. Very talented player. Actually was an amazing shot that he took that night.
Yeah, him and Andy Lawrence, they call this the Andy line, but him and Lawrence have been, as a line of 7th graders, and they've dominated just about every single team that they've played against, really, with the exception, at least score-wise, of Haftr, but saw plenty of opportunities in that game. And Haftr won that game 3-2, so it's not like Halb had absolutely nothing. As Davidman using his body in the corner, good play to get control of the ball. Lawrence pinching in was Gober there trying to get it out, sends it in. Weiss on the forecheck, wins it up ahead. Lampert will shoot. Stick save there by Spira, paddles it into the corner. Lawrence with the forecheck on the forecheck there, but can't see it. It's being blocked. Our view, it looks like Weiss has the ball here. He comes up the middle, shoots, got deflected wide. Good play there by Popilski. Haftr, though, with a 2-on-1 advantage. Lampert comes in to drop in. Deutsch trying to get to it. It's loose. Where's the ball? They poke it wide. Oh, how close was that? I lost sight of the ball, but there was a mad scramble in front as Gober will take a long-range shot. Gloved by Deutsch, and there's no rebound.
Yeah, Zach Gelman actually had good position there to actually see that didn't go in. Looked like the Haftr kids raised their hand, thought it was in. But
yeah, they did. He was in perfect position behind the goal line, but also on the side enough where he could tell if the goalie still had it, or had kept it out at least, as Halb wins the face-off straight out. Andy Lampert going to chase. There's Jack Fight seeing his first shift of the day for the Haftr Hawks, as Traub will go back and try to collect, sends it around the boards. Popilski will shoot it down, bounces wide of the net and behind the goal. First to it there is Andy Lawrence, taken away nicely by Gober, and now he'll lead a 3-on-2 the other way. Gober shoots, and that one goes wide. Rebound is picked up by Fuchs, sends it to the goal for Grossman, and a save by Deutsch.
Looks like Halb making their first line change. No, is it second?
Yeah, it's their second. Halb, I would say, and I said coming into this game, I think that you give the depth advantage to Halb. They're definitely, or throughout this entire season, they've rotated more players consistently than Haftr has.
No question about it.
But I think that the high-end talent you got to give to Haftr. We've seen what that first and second line is capable of. And keep in mind, Jonah Gober, normally actually an offenseman, but has dropped back to defense to help make adjustments for this team. So that's with one of their big players in terms of how much firepower they can bring you. Still makes an impact on a tremendous level from the defensive side of things as Fuchs goes in on the forecheck there. Good keep at the line by Gober. Gets it in towards the front. Good drop pass. Gober shoots. It's stay up by... popped up in front, but Deutsch made the save. Good play by Gober using his body to keep it in, and then another 3-on-2 look, and using his body just gets those players out of the way. Face-off will be to the left of Deutsch, and it's one-on-goal save there. Rebound is poked into the corner by Davidman. Davidman being doubled. Halb is dropping 3 in every single time Davidman goes into the corner with the ball. They're not taking any chances. Weiss' shot is stopped by Zevi Deutsch. Well, this first line is definitely controlled play for Haftr, and right now it seems to definitely be giving them the edge. Face-off is tied up and eventually controlled and sent into the zone by Haftr. Davidman using his body. Good play there by Later and picked up by Heller, who will clear the zone. First there to it. Looked like Misher for Halb, but Spira was able to cover it.
I would agree with you on the pressure being definitely on the Haftr side. The question is how long can they hold that pressure in a 3-period game with this intensity?
You know, they were able to do it against Flatbush in the semifinals, and even though I know numerically speaking that score seemed to indicate the game was closer, they controlled play for the majority of that game as the ball goes into the corner, and Halb looking to double both Heller and Misher out there. Sent behind the goal, fight will clear. Got by the stick of Later. Now here's Davidman going alone, and a save by Deutsch. Where's the rebound? It's loose, but covered. And whistle stops play. Another shift change for Halb. You know, you mentioned this is already their 3rd full line change. Haftr has just been shifting one guy on, one guy off for the most part at this point. We've seen Spira, Gober, Fight, and Shaiwitz each take rotations, as that one gloved by Deutsch right off the face-off. Davidman will go against, looks like Trout on the faceoff. He does, and the shot goes just wide. Boy, big look again. And Halb sort of abandoning the middle. They're double teaming Davidman behind the goal as Gober keeps it, shoots, it's blocked in front. Papilski trying to get to it. Spiro with a good keep. Davidman on a rolling ball just shot it over the net. Didn't get all of it. As Gober will take it around the goal. He's pressured by Lawrence. Lawrence trying to get on him as that shot goes wide of the net to the right of Deutsch. Rebound is kept by Weiss. Davidman trying to work his way into the middle as Lampert clears the zone for Halb. Back to get it, Gober behind his own goal. Lawrence and Lampert with forecheck pressure on him. Banked off the boards. First 2 it will be Davidman. Deutsch wanted to think about going with it. Tries to wrap it around. Good play by Papilski there. Might have just saved a goal. Mark Davidman has had his opportunities as Weiss with a chance in front. Couldn't hit the net. The rebound goes on goal and a save by Deutsch. He'll quickly cover, and another stoppage in play. You know, even with the line changes, Halb can't find a way to match this first line from Haftr, though.
Yeah, they're super. They really are super.
Face off, and the shot goes just wide of Deutsch. Meanwhile, trying to backhand is Papilski. Davidman lifting the stick of Later right in front, or that's Traub, excuse me, as Weiss takes it around the net. Lawrence abandoned the point. Here's Gober with a shot, and he just came back in time to get a piece of it and deflect it out of play.
That was a great play by, who was that?
That was Lawrence.
Lawrence
just came back.
Because that was a wide open shot at net if he didn't get there.
Yeah, Spiro was open at the point too. It made me wonder if Gober was thinking about going cross point as Deutsch. What is that, the 5th or 6th time already that he's had to glove right off the face-off? You know, Haftr is comfortable taking that look right now, and even though they haven't scored yet, they are not exactly dissatisfied with what they've had so far, as that one is saved by Deutsch. He didn't know where it was. Hand pass waved off after Papilski touched it. Davidman goes into the corner. He'll body with Weiss. Good play by Gober, and now they're going to say it was a hand pass. I thought Spiro missed that ball. It looked like he missed it, and Gober actually just whacked it back in out of midair. But nonetheless, faceoff will come deep into the Haftr zone. We haven't seen many of those so far with the way Haftr's controlled play.
Got a nice solid crowd here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Five Towns battle here. Both rivals rocking. Great save by Deutsch with the glove there. Flashing the leather on the half-court shot by Davidman.
Not sure he was sure that he actually had that ball.
Yeah, you saw him. You know, it looked clear. It looked clear, at least to our vantage point, that he did, but it wasn't all the way in his glove. I think that appropriate to let the play go out as Davidman turns. Can't get the shot on goal. Davidman working his way to the net and a cover by Deutsch. You can see that these Haftr first line players can beat you anyway on offense. They've been taking shots from far range and they've been working their way towards the middle. They feed the point. They do a good job all around. As you mentioned, they are really super. As here's a cover by Spiro with Gantrow on. And I think that Halb's coach just letting him know that he can be a little bit less aggressive once the whistle is blown. Plays with an edge, but that's what's allowed him to have success. He was not right in the heart of their lineup. There's a nice saucer pass through for Weiss, and he missed. Davidman shoots, gets blocked, and goes behind the goal. Max Katz. Good deflection there by Heller, going into the corner with Gantrow. Sent back out by Gober. Davidman with a shot. That one's stopped by Deutsch.
Offside call.
Yeah, offside.
Weiss just took one step too quick there.
Five minutes to go here, first period championship game between Halb and Haftr. Faceoff is won back and intentionally taken offsides. I actually like that play by Halb a lot, not allowing Davidman of all players to get a free shot through for the Hawks. It's a strategy that a lot of coaches have stressed, especially in small gyms like that where you intentionally take the offsides and you don't allow the free shot as Deutsch covers up. You know, we've seen a lot of stoppages in play up until this point, but so far, most of the faceoffs that have been dropped in this game are right in the spot they're about to drop it, to the right of Deutsch, down low in the Haftr offensive zone. As Halb able to get that ball out. Dovey Gantrow going into the corner with Max Spiro, pair of 7th graders. They'll both be big pieces for their teams next year. Both getting great experience in this championship game as Gober beats the stick check from Gantrow. He'll look to go end to end. Shot might have fanned on it, but it goes off the stick shaft of Deutsch. Kept in nicely. Davidman shoots off the glove. Great save by Deutsch. Didn't catch it cleanly, but did just enough to keep it out. As Gantrow getting over there on Gober, not allowing him to make a move. Oh, nice move by Davidman, looking to get it on goal. And where's it? It's loose. And Deutsch kept it out.
Wow.
Was that stuck in his pad? Because it looked like that ball was rolling right through the 5-hole.
6 blue, high slip.
Oh, penalty coming up. A penalty coming up, as we're just told. It's going to be on Max Katz. And he'll sit a minute and a half for a high stick. Boy, you know, Eric, no goal there for Haftr. And although Halb takes the penalty, you got to be thinking that, you know, that penalty right there may have just saved a goal for them.
Avi, 242. 242. Katz.
Face-off is one back. Here's a shot, a save by Deutsch. Rebound was whacked away. They can't clear, and Gantrow did not clear either as Deutsch covers up. Well, Haftr's power play, the first of the day for either side. Earlier on in the season, they actually had Ethan Grossman playing in the position where Max Spira is. And instead, they've moved Spira to that position. So they do have 3D and 1 forward, but that forward in the offensive position, Marky Davidman, an offenseman for them, is actually playing the point right now. As Traub on the backhand can't clear. Gantrow trying to work it out, and he does. Gets it by Davidman at the point. Penalty time will be up at 2:42, so just under a minute to go. Ring behind the goal for Jonah Gober. Flips it out up ahead for Marky Davidman. Handled by Weiss. Nice move to the inside. Stick check and into the corner. The shot was deflected. Gober bodied by Traub there, but not denying him completely as Davidman kept it in. Shot, and it was blocked by Gantrow. Ball was kept in, though. Nicely done across for Weiss. Handles, shoots it just wide. Rebound. Oh, what a save by Deutsch. He got over on Gober and got the rebound without allowing it to come back out for a big save and stoppage and play.
That was some set of plays over their shots on net. They were...
You know, Zach Newmark mentioned earlier on the boards in this gym, Haftr's used to them more than anyone. And although Halb didn't exactly keep them clean right there, as Weiss fans on that shot, that's Popilski trying to work it out. He shoots on goal, and that one stick aside by Deutsch. Gober trying to move it back to the point, too far for Davidman. He got over, and as I was saying before, Deutsch made a great save off the rebound on the back wall as Popilski chips it behind the goal. Looks to clear. It's blocked by Weiss. Similar to the play that Haftr scored the game-winning goal in overtime in the semifinal game as Later couldn't clear. It looked like Davidman kept the ball in, throws it across, no one's there. Weiss's backhand trying to get it through was blocked again by, and another shot by Davidman got blocked by his own teammate as out of the box Katz and Lawrence will step on for him. Lampert caught that one up high, hit the rafter and stopped play.
That was a good penalty kill there.
Great penalty kill by Halb. You see it all the time, that a lot of times when a team draws a penalty, it's usually because they're carrying momentum onto a shift, but if a team that gets penalized ends up killing it off, that they can rebound by building momentum, and Halb hasn't seen much offensively in this game, so let's see if they could use that to their advantage, that penalty kill, to build some momentum. As a shot maybe hit the goalpost as well as the mask of Deutsch from Davidman. Cleared all the way down, and Spira will cover for the Hawks. Davidman will come off now. He has been on for a very, very long time. All the way before the penalty, through the power play, and now finally taking a step off with just under 2:30 to go in this first period.
You know, Davidman comes from a huge hockey family. And hockey pretty much is their life, so I'm not surprised at how he's playing.
Deutsch covers up, knocked the net off behind, so referees will fix that. And yeah, you mentioned kid plays ice hockey off the floor. It's no wonder that it's translating here, because a lot of times you see it where players are playing both, and sometimes, depending on what the dosage of time they play, but could actually enhance their skills here in a floor hockey setting. And he has used it to his advantage. Clearly one of the most dominant players, not just throughout the league, but especially here today.
Great.
Big players need to step up in big games like this, and he's done that for Haftr so far. Gober fight, Weiss and Grossman the line out there now for Haftr. Katz, Lawrence, Lampert, as well as, looks like the first shift of the, or no, that's later, excuse me, as good body out by Lawrence there. Lawrence might be the smallest kid on the floor right now, but he is not playing like it, as Misher sends it back all the way to the point, but it got by the defense. Good keep by Gober, looks to cut in. Gober, good play to strip him from behind by Misher. Lawrence leading the rush the other way. His shot blocked by Gober. He'll get his rebound curl, throws it wide across. And Kobe Weiss will pick it up. Good play by Max Katz to disrupt the play as Weiss trying to get him into the corner, and the tip from Grossman was missed. And now trying to keep it out. They're going to say that ball never got out of the zone. Grossman using his body in the corner there. It was blocked off by Katz as Weiss trying to shoot, and he went wide with it. Katz on the backhand, hit Misher, and he clears as it got under the stick of Fight and deflected into the corner. 1:20 and ticking off the clock in the first period to go as whistle, stoppage, and play. I think that the ball was just caught up alongside the boards and no one was moving it. We'll see Axelrod and Heller. This was a line that Halb started the year with and broke it up along the season because both players missed some time. But we're seeing them back together in the championship. I wonder if that's their way of trying. Ooh, the ball comes out towards us. You all right? Maybe Halb's way of trying to throw a counterpunch towards Haftr, because the Hawks have controlled this game from start to where we are right now. Just over 10 minutes in. That's off the face-off. Popilski missed the keep-in. Behind the goal, Traub will take it around the net. Clear. Good keep by Gober. Good play by Axelrod to strip Gober at the point. He shot out of a cannon into the corner. Playing against Shiowitz. And I think that Grossman got a piece of that clear on the way out to get it by Traub, who goes into the corner with him. Grossman using his body. Heller comes down to double. They have Davidman slotted over. Shiwitz is wide open at the point, and even though Popilski's in the middle, I wonder if Haftr won't start sending that guy in. Halb has been going with dropping that extra offenseman in to help because Hafter's forwards have controlled so much of the play here so far as Shiwitz will backhand it into the corner. First there's Traub. Traub will clear high down the length of the gym. Good play by Axelrod to get in there. Gober takes control, goes behind the goal, stripped by Heller behind the net. Heller looking around. Nice move on Gober, got it in front. Looking to body up is Popilski. A shot, saved by Spira. The rebound put across, and Heller was tied up by Gober. Under 10 seconds to go in the period. The backhand through from Axelrod was blocked. As the final seconds tick off the clock and the first period ends 0-0. Boy, Eric, all Haftr in the first 10 and a half minutes, all Halb in the last minute and a half.
That is so true. I think Halb had to put a little pressure there at the end. I mean, they had no choice other than to show that they're actually can actually play in this game because for 10 and a half minutes of that game, they really were outplayed. Outplayed by Haftr.
And it was outplayed to a tremendous degree because we saw they got their first couple opportunities. They got the power play. Zevi Deutsch is on his game early, and it's showing for Halb. Meanwhile, a lot of times it starts with the goalie. Very rarely do you see in games like this that with a very, very large amount of opportunities and quality opportunities for one team, that it was so one-sided that a goalie holds down the fort. And it's not that his defense can't help and isn't trying to, it's that they're simply just getting beat because Haftr has it right now.
And it really has been so many of the different Haftr players. I mean, even a kid like Grossman, who's much smaller than most of the kids on the Halb team, is beating them into the corner and getting the pucks out of the corner and just fighting for it.
Yeah.
But the goalie is just a tremendous part of this game here.
Yeah. And as I was saying, it starts with him, and he holds down the fort, gives his team a chance to stay in this game, and not just to stay in this game, but keeps the game tied. It's not like they gave one up and then he held down the fort. He held them down the entire way through, and now his team goes on a run there in the last minute and a half, puts some pressure on Haftr, and, I think that their message, if they would have finished that period the same way they started it, would be let's keep playing the same way that we've played this entire game so far. We're playing well, and they're having a lot of trouble with us, but they know now that they've been shaken a little bit,
Yeah, I would say Hafter's coaches are going in there saying, don't change a thing. What do you think Steven's saying to his team, Steven and Andrew?
For Halb, I think that gotta tighten up a little bit on the guys at the point because Hafter's had that opportunity a couple times. I'm not saying you completely abandon the guy who's waiting in the slot or in the middle, especially not in the middle, but Halb has not really allowed that pass to get to the man in the slot because their D is covering that. They're letting it get, but because it misses that guy, it goes back to the point, and that guy's open because,
Absolutely.
And it's not just been one, because the strong side of the guy on the point is coming and covering the other point man when the strong side comes down. The weak side point is coming over to the strong side because the strong side guy comes down, but that leaves the weak side point wide open. I was saying earlier, I'd be surprised if Haftr doesn't eventually start throwing that guy in towards the middle a little bit. Oh, yeah, sure.
Sure.
Who do we have? Who do we have? We do want to shout out our sponsors of Holy Schnitzel, Dave's Pizza, and, of course, Eric. I know you're wearing the sweatshirt right now, Camp David.
Absolutely, and we have the owner of Camp David over there, Steve Spector.
Yes, we do.
Joining us tonight. Thank you for him for coming. We got Judah Gomberg here, some of the other coaches. This game really attracted a lot of people to come to. There obviously was a lot that went into getting this game going tonight. A little bit of controversy, but at the end of the day, the community came up big as they should have with the Optus that we need in the yeshiva world here. So we ended up getting here because of a coin toss. Two gyms that were graciously available for us to play by the Haftr administration and the Halb administration. I thank them both on both sides. the principals, the athletic directors, the coaches, the back and forth that went in making this game happen was not easy in the past week and a half, and I thank them both for really being so gracious and letting us have access to both gyms. Haftr ended up being the coin toss winner for it to be played here. And just so everyone knows, if this does happen again next year, the game will automatically be played in the Halb gym. And again, thank you to everyone at Halb and Haftr for making this happen for us tonight.
Yeah, I was talking about it pre-game. Oh, yeah, bring your mic closer to you.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I was talking about it earlier on the pregame, and I said that, even though I was solo, I was with Zach, who's behind the scenes. I was talking about how, realistically speaking, everyone wondering when I said why, this game is being played here with Haftr in the championship. It's been so uncommon, in past years, if ever, that the team that makes the championship also hosts the game.
Right.
And, we do want to, again, thank the Haftr administration for graciously allowing us.
And I also want to thank Joey Honig for helping to get all this set up tonight. Zach Newmark, always doing a great job for us.
Yes.
And again, being able to remember Israel, think about Israel on a night like this is so important, and everyone really chipped in here for that tonight.
Halb with some early pressure as we've just begun the second period. Meanwhile, Kobe Weiss trying to go end-to-end shot was just slightly deflected away from later. Davidman and Weiss back on offense there. So that shot just goes wide. And it's deflected into the zone. Max Spira there. Good forecheck there by, it looks like that's Ben Misher. Halb looks like they wanted a penalty there. I didn't think there was much as Weiss moves in. Shoots! Oh, what a save there by Deutsch!
Wow.
Incredible save.
That was an unbelievable save.
And Davidman getting it from Keith Ryan. I didn't see what happened after the play, but Kobe Weiss looks like he just turned later inside out. That was an incredible play. And I thought that ball had gotten over the glove of Deutsch. I guess maybe he got a piece of it. It popped down. It looked like it was on the line, but he clearly got it covered. As Avidan Berman has just entered the building.
I'm going to give over the mic to Avidan because he's going to do a much better job than I am. But also just wanted to thank Corey Spitzer for his help in organizing this event tonight with the live stream and getting all the mics and everything set up, doing the photography. Thank you to the Haftr team for getting that done for us. And I'm going to pass off to Avidan Berman.
Eric, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute honor. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Eric Gelman, the commissioner of the YJSHL. And Avidan, we welcome you back. Was the lead color commentator last year and for many other years in the championship game along with Elliot Weiselberg on the broadcast, but he's with me now. Avidan, welcome.
Hey, Josh.
Statistically, haven't missed much, but what a first period we saw. And just to give you the rundown, Haftr dominated Halb about the first 10 minutes. 10.5 minutes, got a power play. Halb's goaltender, Zevi Deutsch, was absolutely outstanding in the first. And then the last minute and a half, Halb came with a push that I don't think Haftr was expecting. We're just over a minute and a half way into the second. We've seen chances on both sides as the faceoff will be taken by Davidman in front of his team's bench as Popilski trying to get control. Clears off the boards and out, and back to get it will go Shiowitz. Into the corner as ball goes on net. Spira will cover up with Lawrence in front. Avidan, we've talked so much about this line, and although most of the talk has been about Haftr because they've controlled play, I mentioned a little bit on the pregame. We didn't have so much time, but how about Lawrence and Lampert, a line of 7th graders, both clearly smaller bodies, probably the two smallest individual players on the floor, but both don't play like it by any means. As that ball is loose, and Deutsch covers up.
On Lawrence and Lampert, I'd say I wouldn't be as much concerned with their size because they've had to deal with that all year, but more about dealing with the moment. It's the first time that they've been in an environment like this where you have a packed stands and all the pressure's on you to win a championship. So how they handle that experience is very different.
Good keep by Haftr there as Kobe Weiss. Oh, nice move, but good play by Popilski, not allowing him to get through. Spira keeps it in. Ball goes behind the goal. That's Ethan Grossman trying to get it out in front for Weiss, who again, Popilski's doing good work along the boards there, wins the battle and clears the ball. Good play by Popilski there. You know, I talked earlier as Gelman gets in the way of the clear, and it's shot back down by Grossman wide of the net. Traub sends it to the line. Gober couldn't keep it in. Lampert looks like he'll be the first to it, and he is. Makes a nice move, tries to curl and shoot, but it was blocked and deflected off the back of the net, behind the net, and popped off the back wall as Lawrence and Lampert providing a spark here for Halb, which, again, I mentioned, majority of play was in the Haftr zone for the first period, but right now this line making great moves again is Kobe Weiss, and he couldn't get it by Grossman. Rebound for Weiss, backhander, and it's in between the pads of Deutsch. Great save again, but he did not know where that one was.
I think this is the matchup that Haftr really wants, to get Gober on defense against this younger line where he could kind of start moving forward, move it up to Kobe Weiss, and then they could try to kind of get moving with that, you know, offensive push.
Well, I'll tell you this, Mark Davidman was the most dominant player on the floor in the first for Haftr, but here in the second, it's been Kobe Weiss. That is not just the first time that he has made a move to the inside using his body, sort of almost a toe drag. He's not on skates, but you know, very tough to pull that off when you're running and continuously moving in floor. But, I mean, he's done it twice, and he is so confident with what he has right now. As the ball's behind the goal, we're seeing Axelrod as well as Dovi Gantrow, and it looks like Gantrow might have just gotten a little hold of the stick of Gober. He's trying to lift his stick out in front, but no one was there for Halb. He covers up or clears it out. Axelrod trying to sneak on down. Gets control. He's going to look to clear, and it's still blocked there. David might have got hit with the ball as it pops on goal, and a save there by Spira.
You know, it's really great to see how much Spira's grown this season from the beginning of the year, where he had a little bit of struggles coming in, and you know, he's gotten to this point where he's become a very reliable, very strong goalie. So we have the face-off here, and it comes right back over to Spira, and he covers it up.
Face-off will be to the right of Spira. Taking it is Gantrow. Good keep initially there, and good play to poke it off the stick of Weiss as Davidman loads up, shoots. It's blocked, but goes right to Weiss, who shoots, and that one's deflected. Gober keeps it in, shoots it high. Rebound, Davidman trying to get there on the backhand. A good play by Katz to clear it out of harm's way. As they touch up, here's Weiss with a shot deflected wide. Max Katz doing a good job so far, and good help there by Gantrow. Spira didn't keep it in. I don't think Hafter's aware they're offside, as that one almost popped in off the back wall in the back of the pad of Spira, but he was able to keep it out.
This is an interesting matchup that Haftr has here, because they have not only the skill advantage with their offensemen, but they also have a bit of physicality that Halb's really not playing with at the moment.
Yeah, they've had trouble matching it. That was what allowed them to really control that first period. And not to the sense it's been dirty, as Davidman just missed wide. Top left corner was open there. Good keep by Weiss, who hustled in. Weiss trying to shoot, but it got blocked. Gantrow will get it out. Spira back to collect. He'll clear. It was blocked on its way in. Later, will take his time and clear it off the boards and in. Gober, fans on the clear, risky play. Davidman with open space, shoots, saved there by Deutsch, and the rebound was banked off the wall, straight to Spira. Boy, Halb, yeah, if I were Halb right here, and they are going to do it, they're going to make a full change. You know, Katz looked very tired on the floor there, and he backed off. I don't think he was expecting that ball to get through to Davidman, but risky play there.
They're going to need to put more pressure on Hafter's shooters. Their offensemen are too strong coming into the zone.
Yeah.
To just let them have free shots from really anywhere.
As Davidman shoots, that one's blocked by Later. He'll hop it off real quick as Weiss takes control, looks to get it in front for Davidman, but too far on the backhand. And it's cleared back out. Forcing the cover is Heller.
And you hear from the Haftr bench, they want to just keep running, keep going and doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
They don't see any need to change, because the offensive opportunities that they're getting just completely is out, just significantly better than what Halb's able to get on the other end. And they're really having a hard time dealing with the Haftr offense.
You know, that may work as an advantage. We saw last year in the championship game that when we had both goalies who were being tested, Max Isaacs was playing for Halb, and Hank had put a lot more pressure on early against Halb than Halb did against Hank. And so when Itai Holtzman had to face his first shot, he got beat. And not to say Spear has faced absolutely nothing, but he has faced nowhere near the same amount of opportunities and chances than Halb has a shot. Scored! Judah Heller! And right as I was saying it, that the first one might catch Spira, there you have it. First quality look for Halb, and they are on top 1-0, just under halfway into the second and the game.
That was a breakdown on the Haftr defense. They just lost the man in front of the net, and they were just able to get it by Spira on a good pass.
Wow. Talk about a turn of events as Weiss flips it through the legs of Traub there. Popilski will clear as it goes all the way down, and Mischer's going to be the first one there. Looks to spin around, bodied by Spira, but now using his body. Back to the point, Popilski shoots, it just goes wide. Rebound, here's Traub with a shot. That one deflected, and it just popped over the net. Controlling in the corner, Heller, his shot, blocked off behind the goal. Mischer, good play there against Gober. Gober spins off out in front for Heller again, popped just over the net again. Boy, the top right corner was open, but I don't think he realized it as they try to wrap it around. Spira, strong on the post, tries to jam it in again. Spira strong on that post too, but Halb, you know, this clearly their best shift, and it comes straight off a goal. And that's exactly what you need if you're the Lions, as Popilski will clear, but blocked by Weiss. Popilski fighting for it again, trying to use the board and trying to find an angle, and he will. It got caught up in the feet of Weiss. Hafter's offside. They'll take it intentionally.
If you're Haftr here, you gotta keep your head. You knew there was going to be a rush coming from. Halb, especially after a goal. But if you're Haftr here, it's just, you know, get back to what you were doing. You were doing all the right things. They got one, you'll get one back. It's only a matter of time. Just keep yourself focused.
And this is the first time in the playoffs that Haftr is trailing. They have been, I don't want to say punched in the mouth to the extent that they've been taking control of it. It was a good play by Grossman, sent it across, but Weiss wasn't there. But Haftr has had to play, while not pure comeback, they have had to find ways to get the next one in order to put themselves in better position. You know, that's how it happened against Flatbush in the semis when they needed that, you know, the overtime winner. Otherwise, their season would have been over. But Halb has been there too. You know, their game in overtime against Hank in the semis ended a similar way. As good poke check there to get it on Weiss, who, Deutsch was not in the right. He looked like he was off his post there and almost rolled in, but rolled past him as Lampert is there. And look at Lawrence, who's back in front as the ball just got over the hand of Shiowitz. Lawrence is going to win that race in there. Goes down into the boards, but slipped. Good keep, though, Max Katz. Another good keep by Katz. Weiss strips him. Here he comes. Kobe Weiss, backhander, saved there by Deutsch. Rebound, he's got it. And we've seen this all night so far. Just over 6 minutes into the second period, or rather just under 7 minutes, really, into the second period, and that means we're just over halfway through this game. Zevi Deutsch's rebound control, although he may have, he's looked a little slow catching up to some shots, maybe not on top of his positioning 100%, his rebound control's been near impeccable.
Yeah, look, that's what you have to. That's all you could ask from your goalie. He's made all the saves he's had to, and there hasn't been much to feast on the Haftr end off rebounds.
Davidman shoots over the net as Lawrence going to work in the boards there against Grossman later, trying to clear it, deflected past the stick of Gober.
You do wonder if Hafter's going to start going to their points at some point, because Halb is dropping a third man into their defensive zone.
Yeah,
leaving a point man open.
They were doing it, but only hitting the strong side really. Eric and I talked about it in the intermission, how the weak side point man is always open because of the fact that Halb is dropping that guy down. As I don't know if I'm going to let Gober wind up, but they do, and Deutsch gloves it. Didn't catch it all the way cleanly, but cleanly enough that he was able to hang on for the whistle.
If it stays in the glove, it's clean.
Yeah. I cannot argue with that. Heller will take not the face-off, but Heller on offense as well as Mischer again. This line The best shift of the day by far for the Halb Lions. Ball worked towards the middle. Good play by Traub to work it up ahead before Weiss could get there as it almost rolled in on Spira. Heller using his body. Good play there by Fight, and then good help by Mischer. Comes in and ties him up from behind. Fight working around the goal. He's double teamed again. Gets around the goal, but clears it out of play straight.
You know what? That was a good play by Fight, though, to be able to fight through two offensemen to be able to get his opportunity to clear it. He wasn't able to make a turn and run off court, so he knew he just had to get rid of it. It's unfortunate it went out of play, but it was a really good defensive play.
Heller will take the face-off against Gober here.
And the forecheck from Heller and Mischer is going to be just insufferable for a defenseman. It's so difficult to deal with players who just go all out into the boards.
Weiss stripped from behind by Traub as Heller will paddle in and blocker to side there by the goaltender Spira. Taken around the goal now by Fight, and again he'll clear. This one stays in play as Weiss going hard on the forecheck against Traub, wins that ball battle, but then Traub lowers the shoulder and gets it back. Trying to get it back in deep is Mark Davidman. He shoots from a sharp angle. He missed the net. Papilski missed. The rebound comes straight to Davidman. What a save by Deutsch. Davidman had the far side open but did not realize, just flung it on goal, and it caught Deutsch in the left shoulder as a man goes down behind the goal. Good step up by Mischer to force him out of the middle. Halb can't clear cleanly. Now they do. It's missed by Spira, but he gets the rebound. Davidman's stick was lost in play in front of the net. Haftr was complaining about the fact that maybe he got taken down or interfered with, but no call. This has been a very clean game for the most part. You know, and the refs are letting them play it out.
Well, there hasn't even been much to really call from what I've seen, in this period.
Yeah.
So both teams are playing the game the right way. On the Haftr end, you really just have to keep plugging away. You see the opportunities you're getting.
This is a very fast-paced moving game. Meanwhile, Kobe Weiss comes in down the left side, passes it across. Davidman can't get it off, looks to go backhand. Good play by Papilski. Still managed to get a shot off, but it went wide and now it's poked out. Good, no, great keep by Fight at the line. Weiss battling against Traub. Sent to the middle, it deflected just wide. Papilski sends it around for Traub. Traub will take it. Look to clear. Oh, almost banked it right off the pass in front. And a good keep by Gober as Weiss deflected from down on in. Heller comes in now. Gober's open at the point. So is the backhand as that one blocked through save. Rebound scored. It's Kobe Weiss, and it's a tied game at 1.
That was an incredible individual effort to be able to get that goal. He went through everybody to go and get that. Through 3 Halb players. And to be able to go and get through and be able to put that into the shelf, that was a great goal.
You know, I got news for you also. That's what happens when you work on an offensive shift, because right there, I wasn't mathematically counting from the right at the start, but at least since there was 3:30 on the clock, that ball had been in the Halb zone the entire time, and it comes from Kobe Weiss, who scored 2 of the 3 goals in the semifinal game against Flatbush, including the overtime winner. Ties the game with a big goal for the Hawks here, and it's 1-1, and just like that, we are right back to square one, as here's Gober with a shot. That one deflected. Would have been going high. Davidman forcing it into the corner. Davidman using his body. Gets around from Heller, and now a man goes down. That was Katz. They're trying to get it back onto the point as Katz up ahead for Lampert. Great keep by Spira. Here's a sharp angle shot that's blocked off the stick of Weiss. Katz came in. Backhander from Weiss goes behind the net. Taking it is Heller, that's Axelrod. He'll clear down the length of the ice. Spira beats Lampert to the ball. Katz missed on that play. Trying to get it for Halb. Ties the stick of Weiss up. Lampert, good play to come in. He'll clear just wide of the net. Gober back to get it. Sent back into the Halb zone. Just under 1:40 to go here in the second period as the high clear from Katz was blocked. They're going to say it's a hand pass for now. And it's touched by Davidman.
If you're Halb here, you have to just get out of this period because Haftr now has all the momentum. You need to reset that.
Yeah. Was all Halb after that Heller goal. After that goal, they put on an incredible shift, the best of the game that we had seen from Halb's end. And then Haftr, around 4 minutes later, comes back and scores the game-tying goal. And now momentum all on their side. Lampert will take the face-off. He's broken up with Lawrence right now. Instead, we see Axelrod on. Davidman in, shoots. That one's deflected wide. Grossman backhander. Deutsch had trouble with it, but managed to hang on.
and you can hear Coach Avi Newmark, talking with Gober, making sure that he stays calm and ready, and that be prepared for the opportunities that will come his way. He's a big player for this team, and any opportunity that comes to him.
Here's Gober with a shot. That one deflected, but Deutsch made the save.
They might be looking for him to get this ball.
Yeah.
Because, you see Avi just constantly, talking to him, telling him to keep aware. They want this to go to his stick here so he can get a free shot off on Deutsch.
In the first period, every single time that Haftr won a face-off, would take a face-off, they would usually try to win it forward. That's how they scored their first goal in the Flatbush semifinal game. But Deutsch was ready for it. Meanwhile, as ball gets cleared, they've been trying to win it back to the point, as you just mentioned, for Gober to get his opportunities to come. As good play to strip the shooter from behind by, it looked like Axelrod. I know that was Misher. As Heller, ball bounced out in front. Spear trying to use his hand. Good play there by Heller. Rebound is kept in. Popilski gets inside positioning. Takes him down, shoots, and that one goes just wide. Rebound is taken by Halb into the corner. Misher trying to whack it across. Good play with the hand by Popilski. And Traub couldn't keep the zone. Gober winds up, shoots. That one's deflected wide. That's Popilski back to clear. Knocks it down. Shoots, far shot. Oh, it just went wide. And Haftr's goalie doesn't know where it is. Rebound was banked off the pad, but it stayed out. Just under 30 seconds to go. Good keep by Davidman. Moves and shoots and just goes wide with it. Rebound is into the corner. Good play Grossman to set up Davidman, but he wasn't ready for it. Chipped out by Misher. Just under 20 seconds to go in the period. Gober and Spira both go into the corner together. Grossman in to cover Heller. Spear's the only one there. He doesn't realize.
Haftr's trying to kill out this period with 5 seconds left. They have no interest in letting Halb have another opportunity here.
As that'll do it for the second period, and that was a very risky play at the end. We're tied 1-1 through 2 as the floodgates have opened up, but Avidan real quick with that goal right there, or with that play at the end, as the players are walking behind us. It's kind of tough to hear with all the enthusiasm. With the play that just happened in the corner right there, you could see Andrew Haller, the Halb coach on the bench, held his hand up because he thought there should have been a penalty. When both Spira and Gober went into the corner there, no Halb player was pressing. And as a defenseman, it's usually where you see that a lot if you're in the D zone. As an offenseman is where you see it if you're on the forecheck, where the player just tries to go into the corner with it, not press the ball up against the wall there because that's a penalty. But that's what Spira was doing. I don't think he realized there was no pressure on him. Luckily, he let go right away. Otherwise, that could have cost them.
Yeah, I mean, part of the thing is that when you go into the corner to try to kill time, you have to keep the ball moving. So as long as you're not pinning it with your stick against the wall, or you're not putting it, well, if you put it under your foot, that's a delay of game penalty regardless. But as long as you're keeping it moving there, it allows you to kill time. And when you're Haftr and you're like, look, we have all the momentum, we don't need to give you that last second opportunity on a potentially bad clear. You know, you got 4 checkers coming in. It was a good move. It was a very good, smart move. So you look at the way Haftr's playing. They're playing smart, and they really do seem to have a little bit of a stronger push going for most of at least the second period that I've been here for. You've mentioned also in the first. So if you're on the Halb side, what you're looking to do is you're looking to just take advantage of any opportunities you're given. They've been gifted one. That first opportunity, Haftr didn't cover the middle. They had 3 guys in the corner. Ball comes out to the middle. Spira, you're relying on a goalie to make an incredible save. He wasn't able to come up with it there. Good goal by Heller. If you're looking at and then on Halb's defensive side, they've been doing a good job. You got to reject the middle. The Haftr players are able to do a lot of incredible things on the floor.
Yeah.
And if you can reject the middle, keep them out of the dangerous areas, you're going to have a better chance to win, especially when you have a Deutsch in net who really is taking away most of the opportunities. If you're on the Haftr side, it's really just keep doing what you're doing and just keep plugging away, because they haven't done. There's not much critique you can really have outside of the one breakdown they had in their defensive zone.
Yeah, this is, again, we're seeing it, and Haftr's style has been they live in the middle offensively, and it's been all season long. But if you try to take that away, and teams have been able to at least slow them down but not completely stop them, then they proved, and I know you weren't here in the first period, but they proved they could get their looks from anywhere. We saw shots coming in from half court, from their forwards, from their D-man. They found the point. They were able to create opportunities, and in that second period, I think Halb definitely had a better second period than their first. No question about that. But right now, the thing that I'm most curious about is, Haftr's players, and granted they're doing an outstanding job, and they've been the better team so far. They've had the better game. But do you think that Halb's depth might eventually catch up, because there aren't a lot of stoppages in play in this one with the clock running? The fatigue starts to set in earlier for these Haftr players than it does for Halb.
Well, I think you got to see it yourself when they played, Flatbush, is that they're used to playing the minutes that they play. Their stars play an enormous amount of minutes for their team. But at this point in the season, they're in shape to do that. It's not, it's not like they're getting more minutes than they normally get. If Goober or Davidman or, anyone else was getting more minutes than you normally see, then you'd say, yeah, I'm concerned. At this point, I'm not. Now, if we get past the third period, right, like we saw last year, we went into 3 overtimes. As that...
They went to 2, I think.
2?
Yeah, championship was 2 last year.
So 2, they went to 2 overtimes. And you start getting into overtimes, you start getting worried about fatigue. I'm not concerned about the third period for them. What I would be concerned about is that frustration setting in, that you're not scoring with your opportunities.
Yeah.
Is that they know they're getting the opportunities, and I pulled over Avi for a second as Haftr was going by. Didn't get the opportunity with Halb. It's there on the other side of us to the locker room. But Avi's coming by, and we had a quick second. He's like, we got to hit the net. The feeling is that once they hit the net, they'll start coming.
Yeah.
And I think everyone watching could see that as well. Is that if they just start hitting their spots, it's going to end up being a longer night for Halb, unless they lock down the middle and take away the forehand. That's what Haftr shoots with. Forehand, take it away. That's the best defensive coverage you could really give.
Well, Halb, at least from my end, I'm not seeing any specific matchup that they're playing. They're comfortable with all 4 of their defensemen out there against any of the forwards for the Haftr Hawks. And they're also, and I said, at the start, something that I'll add now is, Halb has, they have the depth. They're a majority 7th grade team, and that is the reality of things here. But we're seeing incredible play from their 8th grade class. And I didn't get to highlight all of them, but I will at least now that we've seen it. I didn't get to highlight Benjamin Popilski at the start of the game, who's having an outstanding game. I said in the middle of the game, but was a big piece. He got heavy minutes last year as a 7th grader, started the championship game. Same thing with Gabriel Axelrod, who has missed some time during the season, so he's still a little bit slow coming back into it, and hasn't necessarily seen the heavy dose of minutes that maybe we could have expected to see. But other guys have come in and filled that role nicely. Ben Mischer's been great. The additions of this team, not just tonight, but all season, of Andy Lampert and Andy Lawrence have been absolutely incredible. And before that Heller and Mischer shift, that line was the most dominant line out there for Halb, not in the sense that they were controlling the game. Whenever Halb needed a good, hard shift, it was coming from those 2 guys. Now it's going to be interesting to see, at least from my end, which line they, feel more comfortable going at Haftr with, not just defensively, but a big part of their defense is going to have to be their offense. Which line they think is going to be the line to control more, because
I think offensively you need to feed Heller and Mischer. That's the best line that you have going tonight. Whatever happened, look, I don't know what they did earlier in the year. I know Lampert and
Lawrence.
Lampert and Lawrence did score the game winner against Tank.
Yeah, they had 3 of the 4 against Tank.
3 of the 4,
so.
and I understand that, but sometimes you got to just look at what you have going for you. And that line is forechecking in incredible ways. They're giving Haftr a really difficult time. And if you're Halb, you have to look at that. You have to say, we need to get, not just for the offensive side, but to give your defense and your goaltending a break. You need to get pressure in the offensive zone, get some possession, get some stuff moving. And those are the guys who have been doing it. They made the smart play. They were able to take advantage of an opportunity. But not only that, it's just a forecheck. And Halb needs to feed off of that. I would actually just start with them right off here. Let them just go and attack.
Well, it looks like that's what we're going to get. You see Davidman and Heller talking with each other before. As, I want to throw back to last year's championship game. Very similar situation where all the eyes were on Avi Hackle for Hank coming into that, and out of nowhere, and not necessarily out of nowhere, but I would say that Halb probably focused a little bit less on a player like Mo Ackerman with the return of Hackle coming to the lineup. And Ackerman ended up winning game MVP, scored the double overtime winner in the championship game. He was the best player on the floor for Hank. I think we're seeing the same thing now with this, rather than one player, but Heller and Mischer have been incredible. As we're ready for the third period, Weiss and Davidman on offense for the Hawks, Shiowitz and Spira on defense, and we have Katz later on the defensive side for Halb with Heller and Misher for them as well. As Spira's double team behind the goal, rings it around. Shiowitz with a shot. Deutsch will glove it with the back of his glove and play it away into the corner before it's cleared. As Misher, you can see Spira a little bit slow out of the start for this period. Race is being won there by Misher as Halb touches up. Shot goes wide of the net. Katz back to pick it up. Has trouble getting it off the side of the goal. Davidman is worked in front of the net by Later. Meanwhile, Weiss steps in. Good play there by Misher to deny him the wraparound. Katz will clear. It goes wide. Shiowitz will take it around the net. He's pressured by Heller and Misher off the board. Straight ahead for Weiss. Makes a move, shoots, and a save by Deutsch. He got the rebound again. And that has been the story of the night with Halb's goaltending, is very, very few rebounds allowed by Zevi Deutsch.
Yeah, look, that's an opportunity where when he's driving down, if you make the save, if you give up the rebound, he's the first one down there. Is a real good opportunity for a goal. It's so important for him to just keep that opportunity out of there.
Long shot on goal by Katz. Slowly rolls towards Spira, and he'll cover with Misher in front.
And Halb really has to just do better at the line here, because it's just too easy for Haftr entering the zone. You know, you're able to just go in and get the ball up, get the ball at the line and just drive to the middle and shoot. You just can't let that happen. You have to force them to the outside. I know you can't necessarily take the ball off all these offensemen stick every time, but if you force them wide, the opportunities to shoot won't be there.
Halb starting, or rather Hafter's faithful starting to get into it. Good play by Heller to go forward on the faceoff. He takes control. He's shoved off by Spira a couple times. Heller, nice move into the corner, looking to send it around the goal for Misher, but pickpocketed by Davidman, who shoots, and it just snuck out wide. Deutsch kept it out. Good play by Katz along the boards with Weiss, but Weiss using his body, getting control in the middle, and a good play to come back by Misher. But now two men open at the point for Haftr as the shot was stopped by Deutsch, and Heller couldn't clear. And now he does. Shiowitz will retreat and dump it back in for the Hawks as Katz loads up, fires. That shot goes into the corner wide. Shiowitz on the backhand will lift it high and out into the corner. Later there with Davidman on him. Davidman disrupts the clear and will look to go behind the net. Looks to backhand in front. Looking for Weiss. The ball's loose. Where is it? And Deutsch has it. And now they poke it in wide.
That's no goal. They blew the whistle.
Yeah, they blew the whistle. They blew the whistle twice. And you could see Kobe Weiss went and poked that ball in clearly after the play.
Whistle was blown, but
look, if you're Haftr, one of the things you just saw there was
pressure.
When you get in tight, you can create the rebounds, but not only that, it's the effectiveness of the forecheck. They're not always consistent with how strong they're forechecking in on the Halb defenseman, but when they are going in and forechecking, they're coming away with the ball probably 70% of the time, if not more.
Yeah. And we were seeing that a lot in the first period. As you see that Davidman tried to win the faceoff back forward again. Shot was kept in. It got knocked down by Popilski. Weiss picks it off, but couldn't get it in cleanly for Davidman. Good play to use his body there by Traub as Weiss looking for a shot, but I think it came out of the zone, and now they say it is offside, so it'll go into the Haftr end.
Yeah, that's a tough call as a referee to have to make that. As you know, I'm on the line, so I'm able to see it, and it did bounce over in the air, but it was because it was kept in out of the air. It's much harder to call as a referee.
Faceoff is won forward by Halb, but can't get control as Spira clears. Traub back for it. On with Popilski, tried to ring, and good stick lift there. Popilski with the hand, kept in by Gober. It never touched a Halb player now, or a Haftr player. Now it does. Is Gober trying to get in? Lawrence looking to get there against Spira. He does. Lawrence looking to spin across. No one there to poke it in as Weiss. Good play by Popilski to come back. I think that's
a hook.
That is a hook, and I think then that Weiss took him down. No call on either side. Oh, as Lawrence with a play in the backhander goes wide. Lampert's going to have an opportunity for a shot. He shoots, and that one's stopped by Spira, and he's got the rebound too. Picked it up with his blocker.
If you're Haftr, you see the pressure you're putting on here. If you're Halb, just keep staying calm. You got to stay calm. You were very close to getting a call there. You got to just be careful.
Faceoff will be taken. Lawrence against Fight. Fight wins that battle, clears it down. Traub, round the goal, snaps it out of the zone. It'll be picked up in the corner by Gober. He'll look to take it around the net with the line of Lampert and Lawrence. Forecheck pressure applied. Gober shoved Lawrence down, looked skyward after he got thrown in towards the boards. There was no call there. Rebound is cleared. The Halb fans wanted a penalty. The bench wanted a penalty. Now Lawrence uses his body on Gober. as Lampert's shot stopped by Spiro. And Gober will clear down the middle, off the backhand glove by Deutsch, and that one's cleared. It goes wide on the rebound. Spiro will get it. That was close on both ends.
And you can hear the Haftr bench is not too happy about that hit that went on in the corner there.
Josh and Avedon, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
We got you.
I get like the first hit, like let the guys play, it's a good time, but if it's retaliation, there's got to be a level of let's maintain balance so things don't get too dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. And on their end, on the end of the referees, you got to judge it. You got to judge it out. But they're clear. They're letting these guys play, and if it's the same all around, as long as it doesn't get too bad, you let it go.
Yeah. Oh, Davidman went down as Weiss trying to get the ball. Able to get the ball out was later. And now Misher gets bodied off. That was a shoulder in by Spira, but really didn't look as bad, or it looked a lot worse than it actually ended up being. It didn't look like he ran in there and full on just went at him, as Misher was offside, didn't realize. Ball is cleared out by Fight, as later we'll get to it. Chips it around Weiss, but Weiss able to get it through. Weiss on the backhand shoots, and it just goes wide low. Boy, they are finding that low far side on the goaltender as it popped out in front, trying to get their Axelrod. Got it around Gober, but Gober, good play to use his body to keep it in. Gober shoots, and it goes wide. Taken by Davidman, stick lifted there by Katz. Misher can't clear, but Axelrod can. Shovels it wide to the goal, off the back wall, and Spiro will make the save.
On both sides, their coaches are going to need them to just settle down. You don't want to be the one to take the bad penalty, because both these teams can score here. So as long as you settle yourself down, let the other team be the one that gets frustrated and make the mistake. Don't continue on with overly physical play. As Haftr struggling with a line change here.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion between their defensemen, both fighting Spiro. Look at this, Gober and Grossman. Or it looks like they're going to send Spiro on offense, actually. As Gober shoots, and that one blocked by his own teammate Spiro. Clears the rebound out. A little bit of extra time. Katz winds up, loads, shoots, and it just goes wide. We've seen that shot before as the backhand clear out of play by Gober. Max Katz, probably the hardest slap shot in this league, and whenever he gets an opportunity to wind up, he's not afraid to let it fly.
Yeah, look, he's got a cannon on Hafter's, and you can't let him have that opportunity. When guys can shoot like that, especially from full court where there's a lot of bodies around, it's hard for the goalie to track. And you just can't let him, you got to take the offsides. It's better to have a face-off deep in your defensive zone than for him to be able to put it in the net.
Looks like someone brought a megaphone here and blew it off, as Zach Gelman, the referee, is going to go and take care of business there. Lawrence on the face-off, ties up with Gober, wins it towards the front, but it was wide of the net, as Davidman now in using his body. Oh, nice move, but Lawrence, a risky play there. Good keep initially by later, then Grossman finally gets it out. Katz settles that bouncing ball down behind the goal, chips it around for later. Good play there, he'll clear. Lawrence looking to be the first one there. Good play. Maybe a little overly aggressive there by Spear to stick it into the corner. If he would have been beat to that ball, Lawrence had the far side open, but he got it out of harm's way. And the rebound cleared.
That's a bit of an experience play of playing through the season, knowing how much time you're going to be able to come out and make that save.
Good play there by Lawrence to disrupt the keeping from Gober, and the rebound gets over his head. Lawrence will get into the corner first, looking to spin out. There was no one there. It goes straight to Davidman. Davidman with a shot that was deflected by Katz. Later, cleared off the boards. Davidman looking to load up, and he just went wide with it. Marky Davidman's had many opportunities in this game, but yet to hit the net as Katz blows by, and now he's taken down, and there's going to be a penalty coming up against Haftr. Jack Fight, who went behind the net with Max Katz, took him down from behind. Ironically enough, the only two penalties in this game called on number 6 for either side. It was Katz who got the penalty for Halb earlier on when he saved a goal off the stick of, I believe it was Marky Davidman, and this time it's Jack Fight who gets called for the trip, as Halb will take the first time out of the game for either side.
With 6:19 left, you realize on the Halb side that they don't know that they're going to be able to get another opportunity like this.
Yeah.
And so it's better for them to set up. However, timeouts favor the defense, and that's something you have to remember, because it allows the defense to get set up. On offense, you've been working on your offense all year. They should know what they're going to do here. But on the defensive side, this is giving Haftr a little bit of a bailout in a way. Unless, just to like settle down, get your legs under you. Unless Halb was in a position where they felt like their guys might have been just a little bit tired.
Makes me wonder, 6:19 left. The next stoppage in play after the 6-minute mark or at the 6-minute mark directly is when the goalies are going to switch sides. Makes me wonder if Halb either didn't realize or didn't care about the fact that they'd have a little bit of time, if this timeout was purely for rest.
I don't think they want it to get that long. I think they want the quick goal. And they'll get an opportunity to reset the defense post power play.
Fair point.
They're going to get about a third of their power play here, so we'll see how it goes.
So we'll see Heller along with Katz, Lampert, and Popilski. So
does Halb usually run a box out of this set?
The truth is, I don't think I've ever seen their power play this year. Not in the game that we played them, we being Flatbush, and not in the semis, not in the quarters. Definitely not in the quarters. I did not see as Weiss is chasing, gets control, and he'll just take it into the corner. As the clock ticking down, Halb is triple teaming in. Popilski, along with Heller and Lampert, are all in there, and Weiss is doing an excellent job in there, but finally they break out with it. Weiss, pickpocket the other way, almost got it shorthanded. Gober will try and put it in deep. Now Katz will just send it out. We've already passed the 6-minute mark, so the next stoppage in play is when the goaltenders will switch sides. Spear's clear was blocked by Heller, and now they'll get set up. And they turn it into a box. Here's Katz looking across. Popilski walks in, shoots off the mask of Spira. Lampert back with another shot. That one's blocked by Weiss. Going hard into the corner. Took it away from Popilski. He'll clear some more. Just under a minute to go on the Halb power play. Spira shoves Katz down. No call there as Popilski's shot was cleared in.
And you can hear the Halb bench isn't too happy about that no call there.
Yeah, that one, as the whistle blows, that one looked a little bit over the top. 5:08 to go.
But on the Halb, on the end of Halb, you have to be more frustrated with the fact that you haven't really you've gotten one set from your offense, and
two, because they got the rebound also.
Yeah, but it's been it was one run of play where you basically got one shot on net. And now, Haftr's able to come in. There's a switch. They're able to rest for about 30 seconds here, and they could go right back at it. And that was what I was saying. Where the timeout favors the defense, and they're now they can even they can waste more time with complaints. There are a lot of Haftr's in the advantage here on a PK, and what we've noticed more over the course of this year is actually that we've been seeing more shorthanded goals. So, it's just. Halb just put themselves in a little bit of a position here.
Which leads me into the point, by the way, when Weiss stripped the ball from the Halb defenseman, I think it was Popilski at the line the first time, he passed up a shot, a wide open shot, could have even walked it in more towards the net and done that. Katz loads up, fires, scores! Max Katz with a rocket from the left point, a power play goal with just over 30 seconds to go on the penalty, and the Lions are back on top with just over 5 minutes left in the third period, and potentially now it's a countdown to Haftr's season.
Yeah, look, that was exactly how you play that power play. They were running a box, and you saw when it was on the other side, they were looking on the cross pass. Over here, when you're the man up top for Haftr, you have to reject that cross pass, and they weren't able to do that. And when you give Max Katz a shot from inside of half court just to wind up on the goalie, you're asking for trouble.
Yeah, we talked about at the start of the period and how the depth might come in, and then not midway, but really just about a minute or two in, how Max Katz is not afraid to let it fly. He's going to look to take shots in this game. He's got a laser. You see it right there. A great play by, I think it was Popilski at the point, who went in there and gave the cross pass in Haftr's defense, or rather forward. I think it was Weiss at the line, tried to pick it off, but very risky there. And because of the fact that he overread the play, I would say, or overcommitted, that left the wide open cross pass to the last guy on the floor you wanted getting a wide open shot in Max Katz. As Popilski trying to clear it around, Weiss goes down trying to block it. He did block it, but goes into the corner. Popilski trying to win that battle with Weiss, goes into the corner again. Popilski gets it up the boards, and Lampert just got enough on it to get it out. And a whistle here from the coverage by Spira. And if I'm Halb, I'm looking to go back to that Heller-Mischer line, but they're sticking with Lampert and Lawrence right now. And you know what? We said at the start also that it's going to be those two lines getting the ball. This is their time to shine right here. Good play by Davidman to win it forward to himself. Davidman into the corner, going behind the net, trying to work his way. He pinballed back to the front. Good play there by Traub to strip it free. His shot glove down there by Spira went off his blocker, and I think he actually stopped it from getting out by playing it with his glove. It almost looked accidental, but they'll take the whistle any way they can.
And now they're going back to their forechecking line with Haller and Mischer.
Heller,
sorry, Heller. Haller the coach, Heller the player.
It's all part of the same team right here, as Later and Katz, the line out there, as the Halb faithful have not been so loud, not nearly as loud as the Haftr faithful. Obviously, even though it's in Haftr's gym, we would have expected a good play by Heller, and he got taken down by Davidman. Davidman then goes down. Weiss shoots, and that one's deflected wide. Spira pinching in, but as I was saying before, as Heller will just chip it out. This Halb faithful starting to feel it. They were kept quiet for the majority of this game by Haftr, who's faithful, even though they're both schools in the 5 towns. You know, it's Haftr in the championship, hosted at Haftr, and Deutsch will glove that down. And I was going to say, you know, crowd can become a huge factor right here. They were kept quiet in the first, really, 2.5 periods, but now, here with just under 3:20 to go, they are starting to show up, and it looks like we have a timeout called by Haftr.
You do wonder if they're going to try to go, like, you assume they're going to go into a more offensive set when you're, as in Haftr.
Yeah.
And Halb's already been playing very defensive. They've been dropping a third man in. So the question is, at what point, instead of just going 2 against 3 in the offensive zone, where you just send the defenseman, because when you forecheck, you're getting possession. So if you cut that guy in late, you're going to have your opportunity. You wonder at what point is Haftr going to look to that? Or will they even just look to feed the point back? Because they do have shots at the point of their own. So it'll be interesting to see how they play it out here. On the Halb side, it's going to be about focus. You know, Halb needs to just focus defensively. You've done what you've needed to do. Hold down the last 4 minutes. You've been one of the better defensive teams in the league. Do what you do. You do what got you here. They haven't necessarily been the team where every single game is going to be, you know, an absolute mind-blowing score on offense, which has been more of the case with Haftr. On Halb, play defense. You know, defense wins championships, and it's true right now.
You know, here's another thought that comes with this. When we were in the semis against Haftr just last week, Haftr did get to a point where they put out all 4 of Weiss, Davidman, Grossman, and Gobert together. And even though the 4, we've seen Gobert obviously playing defense all night. He's made that adjustment for a couple games now. But Gobert is a converted offenseman. You know, he has the versatility, but his primary position is playing offense, even though he's done a great job on defense. But Ethan Grossman, you know, has the mindset, has the ability to play defense, not at the same level, I would say, as Gobert, but can be there. And they got to a point where the game was tied at 2 about midway through the 3rd period. It's a little bit later here, obviously, against Flatbush, where they put out all 4 to go for a kill shot. And I think it'll be interesting to see if they go to that mentality and that style here. As you see Dovi Gantrow on the floor for the first time in this 3rd period, and he looks like he's shot out of a cannon. Meanwhile, Mischer's clear. Goes. Hafter's offside. Katz is going to load it up. Shoot, and it gets blocked by Weiss. That'll be a whistle.
Yeah, you have to take that offside. Look, we saw it on the goal. You can't let Max Katz shoot.
Yeah, and we've seen it before. You know, that's not the first time, not just with Katz, but with anyone, that Hafter's not willing to let their defensemen shoot. They know that their defense can be a big part of their offense, and it looks like Halb is dropping back into a 1-2-1 here. You can see Mischer and Later are slowly pressed a little bit up. Gantrow's the only one going in, and Katz is back alone right now.
Yeah, and you can see Hafter's already dropped in 3. So there's literally 4 guys down low. They're not worried about the point. Hey,
look at Spira's wide open, but Katz couldn't get it, but Katz blocked the pass to him and then got it out. Slam back in by Haftr.
You can't play the dump and chase game on this
That one almost goes in twice. 2 good saves there by Spira as Katz, the backhand, clears it out.
And I know our viewers can't see, but Max Katz is sitting behind the goal line.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the dump. You cannot play this dump and chase game. It plays into Halb's strategy here.
Just under 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in this one. Katz waiting behind Davidman. Oh, good play by Spear there. Better play by Gantrow to come back and strip him. That's Spear, excuse me. He's down in pain, hunched over. Hopefully everything is okay as he'll get checked out. Couldn't exactly see how that happened. I think it was maybe he just turned around trying to go back and ran in. Maybe got the end of a stick or something there.
Yeah.
He's able to walk off under his own power. That's always a good sign, but we'll see if that comes to effect. Haftr and maybe who they'll be able to roll out, as we haven't seen Ethan Grossman within the last couple minutes, and now it looks like he's stepped onto the floor with Kobe Weiss. And here it is, those four, as I mentioned, Grossman, Weiss, Gober, Davidman, they're all out on the floor for the Hawks now.
At some point, Gober might, instead of just playing this dump and chase game, might just drive forward, because they are actually giving him the middle.
They are.
Because Katz is playing so far back, and they're playing out on the wings. Their two offensemen with their two guys who are playing the line. They're actually giving a drive right through the middle.
Well, now it's not Katz, it's actually Popilski. Good move by Weiss, pickpocketed by Heller. The shot goes wide of the net from Gober. And then it's cleared back into the zone by Halb. And, Avidan, I know it says Deutsch. Oh, Popilski did not intend to deflect that and make it harder for Deutsch, but he did, and Deutsch, quick reflex, is able to keep the ball out. As I was saying at the start of the third, I think it'll be interesting to see how this depth comes into play, but Haftr looks a step slow right now. As Grossman, right in front, just pushed it wide. Popilski there couldn't clear. Weiss looking to work his way to the middle. Backhand was blocked as Heller and Popilski are in there. Just under 1:45 to go, ticking off the clock here in the third period. Heller wins it. Popilski clears past the high stick of Gober.
Gober's got to keep his calm here. He's got to move forward.
Yeah, we've seen Avi Newmark talking to him all night as Deutsch shut the 5-hole just in time there. Good keep with the hand by Davidman. Plays it down with himself and then goes off. And meanwhile, what a play by Heller. Spear, a good play to stick it aside, but maybe that's what Halb wanted, as Heller exposing the ball to the back end right there. He's being held along by the board. Halb wondering why no interference was called, as that one just trickled wide and Spear out to cover. Heller's trying to say he covered it outside, way outside the space he's entitled to, but
if your feet are close, you're not getting it. You're not going to get that. If your feet are even, within a foot, you're not getting that call, especially not now. It's, words for deaf ears.
1:05 to go in what could be the Haftr Hawks season right now. 10-0, the clear favorite coming into this game statistically. And Halb
was confused
on the verge of pulling off an upset. They almost did it last year, but they're in much better position with a lead now, as Davidman goes in, sits on top of Gantrow, and now the whistle blown. The ball wasn't moving. Looked like he slipped, and that's how it gave me the look that he ended up on top of Gantrow without much control. But
if you're Gantrow, you don't really mind as long as that ball's staying in the corner, not going the other way.
Good keep there by Popilski. He'll knife it high, but it goes out of the zone. Haftr trying to say that should come in deep.
No, that's never going to come in deep, but it'll be high in their offense.
Yeah, it will come out of the zone. As Ben Misher getting some words of wisdom from his coaching staff.
Look, they're going to this line, they're going with Misher, who's been one of their best forward checkers here. He's the guy you want driving on this.
Katz clears. It popped out wide over the net. Misher just trying to get there.
They
now, they gave Haftr the space as Weiss shoots, and that one's blocked into the corner. Davidman there on Popilski, goes to get it, but Katz intercepts, clears it, almost hit the back of the net, and Deutsch just able to get a glove on it. That was a very, very close bounce.
Halb lost their shape there. They've been doing the 1-2-1. They just sent two guys. They were confused. And that's and they left 3-on-2. They're very lucky that Popilski and Katz played that so well.
35.4 seconds left in this one, and now you can see everything is being directed towards the net. Gober's being told to push in for Haftr, and it looks like he's a little bit unclear with instruction. Goes back and gets redirection from the benches later, that's Katz will take the face-off. Katz and Popilski. This is the best pairing of defensemen that they could put on, as the face-off is going to come deep into the Haftr zone, and Ben Misher with the legs getting down there on the forecheck. 30 seconds to go in this game.
And you have to wonder if Hafter's going to pull here. 30 seconds left. Your season's on the line. Next time the ball leaves the zone, are you going for it?
And how do you handle that if you're Halb?
Have you ever had to do that before? Have you ever practiced it?
You know, my mentality, at least as a coach, would be I'm not going for the empty net. I'm playing the game. If the ball goes in, the ball goes in. As Grossman, a shot, scores! Scores! Ethan Grossman ties the game with 17.8 seconds to go. And the Hawks are not done yet. Wow!
They caught Haftr. It was what we mentioned before. They've been sending too many guys in. Haftr was leaving 3 guys at the line. You have to go into the 1-2-1 there. Haftr absolutely took advantage of that miscue by the Halb defense. Really just a great play, and now it looks like we might just be going to overtime.
Well, who knew what we would be in store for at this point in time? And Ethan Grossman, who of the big four, so to speak, for Haftr, has certainly seen the least amount of time for Haftr between himself, Gober, Weiss, and David Min, but right now making the biggest impact. Halb season, or rather Haftr season, was just under 20 seconds away from ending, and he picks the top corner over the glove side of Deutsch to tie the game at 2.
And if you're Deutsch, there's really not much you could do there.
Haftr going for another push. They're still dropping 3. Now one of them retreats. Ball was on top of Grossman as Gantrow couldn't get that ball out as just under 5 seconds to go. The high clear kept by Gober. He shoots, and the period comes to an end. What an ending to the third period. And as of now, we are far from over. Looked like we were very close to it 17 seconds ago.
And it looks like they said they're going to be keeping the same sides here for overtime. So each side's going to have the easy change. And, I mean, going OT is so difficult on you as a coach because there's not much you could say to your team that you haven't said for the last 6 months of this year. And it's just about, just not making a mistake. And Haftr, they've been here. They were here last game. They went to OT in this gym to get here.
But so was Halb. Halb was in overtime in the semis. So
did they? Okay.
Yeah, not unfamiliar territory for both teams.
So both these teams have been here. And
very recently.
Only within a week or 2 ago. So if on both sides you're looking and you're saying to yourself, I'm not scared here. And there's not a single kid who's tired right now.
Yeah.
It hasn't. The amount of minutes they've played, it hasn't hit. There's nothing that's going to get you. This is the championship game.
Yeah. So, it's fight or flight right now for both teams. And period. Yeah. Got it. Thank you, Zach.
On both ends, there's the pressure. It's handling the pressure, which they both had to do before. Neither side is tired. At this point, you're relying on goalies, and both on both sides, you're looking at your goalies and making sure that they can keep themselves going and don't make the gaffe. Because that's really who this becomes now. It's about the goalies. One bad mistake, one missed, easy shot, and your season's over. All the pressure in the world's on them.
Yeah, and then look. It was a goal scorer's goal in last year's championship game, which ended in double overtime. I stepped in as a backup play-by-play guy to call that one with you, Avidan. And, I think more importantly, I mentioned it with Eric just as this game began, that every single playoff game has been decided by one goal. Every game. You look at the 2 quarterfinals games because 2 teams had clinched buys to the semis. Halb against YCQ ended 1-0. Flatbush against YDE ended 2-1. Then in the semis, Hank lost to Halb 4-3 in overtime, and Haftr beat Flatbush 3-2 in overtime. So right now we have overtime. The next goal is going to win it all. Has there ever been, to your memory, a postseason where every game, including the championship, has been decided by a single goal?
And honestly, offhand, I don't remember necessarily, ever having that. It's entirely possible, but it's a nice thing to see how tight the league is, where no matter who wins now, the guys in the quarters can say, we were a goal or 2 away one lucky bounce
You never know.
away from being those guys. So
It's incredible to see. You know, it's possible that there may be a couple people out there who would know. One of them might be in the building here, Eric Gelman, or the commissioner, who has given so much and sacrificed so much to make sure that this league has run at the level that it has, and we really have to tip our cap to him. And we'll say that again once this game ends. I'm sure we did last year, and it's fitting that that really all of this coming down to this right here. And he said earlier on, he really doesn't mind making the sacrifices that he does and doing what he does, as long as it's a good time for everyone. The refs, the coaches, especially the players, and the parents, the fans. And right now, I mean, last year's championship game went to double overtime, and although we're not there yet, we are about to start an extra period of play here, and this is absolutely incredible. The atmosphere's been rocking all night. Both teams have given 110%, and something that I think I definitely want to look at, though, is at least on Halb's side, because we've seen Haftr looks fired up. Halb has slowly, period by period, worked their way into more I would say, possession time and better play, and overall just not as many mistakes. In the first period, I wouldn't say they really made many mistakes. They got outplayed, but they were clearly dominated. In the second period, not dominated, didn't get as many got more chances offensively, gave up the goal fine, but had a better period. And in that third period, I know you give up the game-tying goal with 17 seconds left, but clearly their best period of the game for any viewer who's been watching this entire game.
Yeah, look, they've had the slow burn, and Haftr's been a bonfire. They came in hot early. And the question's going to be is, on the Haftr side, could you keep it going? And on Halb side, could you weather any storms you face and then get one of your own to end it?
Faceoff will be taken. Kobe Weiss, Judah Heller. Overtime is underway. Gober working against Yjhshl, and Heller comes in for the double team. Heller and Yjhshl on Gober in the corner. The ball's not moving. It looks like it's stuck. Referee will blow the whistle down. Very tough to tell from our angle if Gober was being forced to step on that ball or not, but
no, he wasn't stepping on it. He actually took the side of his foot and drove it to the wall to keep it in place. It's the right move there, because you're not getting a call on that.
Davidman shoots just high, and so does the rebound come as Weiss had it poked away. Gober with a good keeping, good backhand out of the zone by Katz. Good play though by Yjhshl to win it in deep. Yjhshl against Gober. Gober strips him there, and Weiss collects. He'll make his move into the zone. Weiss back check there, and good play there. Yjhshl will get it out. Davidman collects, shoots, and it's offside.
Weiss was just one step off there. But if you're on the Halb side, you have to be very happy with how they came back to take away Weiss driving towards the middle. They're now forcing him wide, and he doesn't want to go there, because going wide means he's on his backhand. He's not going to get a good shot off there. He wants to drive to get his forehand forward towards the net.
Good play there to keep the ball in temporarily by Later, and then Davidman takes the feed out unintentionally, and now gets knocked down on top of Heller. Heller tried to pass it ahead with his hand as Weiss making a move. Oh, this is his bread and butter right here. Working ball into the middle. Later's got to get on Davidman. He does. Davidman goes down. Later didn't realize that he had the lane to move up with the ball, as it's covered by Spiro.
I don't think Halb wants any part of moving up with the ball with their defense. They're just playing. They want to play conservative here. But at the same time, they're losing their man in the middle, and that's why they're making this change a little bit early in the shift, is that they saw they're giving up the middle a little bit too easily, and then the coaches are now going to make the adjustment, make sure they don't do that again.
Papilski and Traub on now for the Lions as Lawrence gets toward the middle. Good keep there by Papilski. Papilski shoots, it just goes high. Lampert looking for the rebound, sends it in on the backhand. Lifts the stick of Spira, gets to it. Thrown towards the front. Spira picks it up, takes it behind the goal, looks to clear. It got over the stick of Papilski. Pop back to the middle. Traub spins it onto his forehand and out. Lampert almost pickpocketed Gober there. Tried to get it out, and Papilski, his clear floats out of the zone. Gober playing a little bit slow. Good keep with the hand there temporarily by Later. Oh, that's Traub, excuse me.
They need Davidman to work a little bit harder. Davidman to work a little bit harder on the forecheck. He's walking here. He might be out of gas.
Yeah. Oh, here's a miss clear. Lampert wasn't ready for it as Davidman shoots and it just goes wide. Had Deutsch potentially low as Lawrence couldn't get there and it's intentionally touched. Or I don't think he didn't make a move to get it, but it hit his foot. It's an offside on Haftr either way.
In that situation, it doesn't matter because the ball came from behind where the high face-off is.
It's a deep zone.
It's going to going deep into your defensive zone. You might as well just take it.
You talked about Davidman looking like he's out of gas. He's off, and Ethan Grossman is on. But they're sticking with the other three who started overtime. Spira, Gober, as well as Weiss. Grossman, a little bit more hustle in there. Beats Lampert to the ball. Later, trying to get it out. Good tie-up. Or that was Traub again, and the cover by Spira.
And
it looked like Halb made a change, but didn't, I guess.
Hafter's starting to run. It looks like their offense might be running out of gas because you see even Kobe Weiss, he's moving a little bit slower. And, if you're not forechecking, you're letting Halb easy access into your defensive zone.
And this might be the matchup they want. They're putting Dovi Gantrow on with Ben Misher right now, so Heller off. He'll get a little bit of extra time to rest. And Gantrow, who was flying for whatever time he had in the third period, now with an opportunity, tries to shoot and gets blocked. Rebound, trying to push it towards the goal was Weiss. Little bit of a cross. Oh, he threw down Max Katz. Penalty coming up against Haftr. And that looked a little bit over the top, at least when he went in. You can see Stephen Mark does not applaud what just happened there, the head coach for Halb. Hopefully Max Katz is okay. Normally you see it could go either way, but that one, not a smart play to lead with your hand.
It's never a good idea.
Yeah.
To go in hard, especially when you see numbers. Especially in a gym like this where you have hard boards.
Yeah. And
when you've been forechecking, you've been getting the ball, there's no reason to do that. You're getting yourself in trouble, and you know what Halb could do on the power play.
Yeah, we've seen it.
You've seen it. They've done it to you.
And I need to say, I don't believe there was any malicious intent there. It didn't look like that. It's a bang play.
It looks worse in this gym because of the hard boards. It makes a big sound, and it's dangerous. But if you as the referee don't believe there's intent there, then
yeah, and
unless you felt it was incredibly dangerous, those are really the two things you're looking for there to go more than two.
Yeah,
or more than a minute and a half.
Zach Newmark was saying before the game, on the pregame when I was talking with him about the dimensions and the way this gym plays out, he said, yeah, the boards play a huge role here. Zach, if you can hear us, how'd it look from up there?
801.
I'll tell you how it looked. Basically, it looked like Weiss was going for the puck, and he just got a little tied up, and they both just clashed together. I wouldn't make that call either. I think there was a little bit of a show being put on by Katz, but at the same time, he did get trumbled and taken down, so I'm going to say that's pretty even.
Yeah, I mean, once you lose your body, when you're heading towards a wall and you lose your footing, you're going head first into that wall.
I know when I play defense sometimes I even lose focus where my stick is. It goes into the boards and it's going right into my stomach. Worst pain, but also,
you're laughing it off.
Yeah, those memories. But yeah, you get tied up, and these boards do make a lot of noise, so the hits do seem harder. But Max Katz looks like a beast, looks like a heck of a player, heck of a shooter, as we saw before.
Yeah.
Is there anything you look out for in this gym from, on a power play side that, they're going to be, Halb's going to be running a box here? Is there anything different about this gym that you should look towards for a power play?
I would look at the points. The points is the key here. Maybe even the 3-point line, because you could battle in front of the net, but if you have someone wide open in the middle by the 3-point line, that's automatic. Goalies don't. The save percentage of goalies over there is very little, so that's where I think Halb should go.
Yeah, I guess you also get to play off the hard wall. You'll get your rebounds back to the front anyways, right?
That's true. Yeah. And Haftr should just look to use these boards to get it out. Hard off the boards. Nothing in front of Spira.
Yeah, and they got to reject the cross pass, because that's what Halb's looking for here, is the point cross pass.
We're fresh off a timeout from Halb, as although he didn't make the point, thought it looked obvious.
Gober. That's a penalty.
Yeah, Gober's
Oh, he's not stepping on it.
No, he's not stepping on it, but that's a very creative play. I will say that. He's forcing Halb to have to use their bodies in there.
It looked from back here that he was originally putting his feet down, but then when you watch what he's doing, he's actually just moving his feet up and down to keep the ball moving. And that keeps the clock running on the penalty kill. It's a very smart play.
Yeah. Faceoff will be taken back by Heller. I'm going to look to see if maybe he can tie his man up. That's Spira. And if they can help get control of the ball. It goes into the corner. Gober's double teamed again. And again, as now he goes back, and it's the same thing as last time. Now Lampert's trying to get his foot in there.
Yeah, they got to separate him from the wall.
Yeah.
Because that's really the only way you're getting to this ball. Oh, it leaks out.
Axelrod looking, that was Heller, and he was looking for Katz. Deutsch hanging on to that. You know, I actually wonder if he thought about letting that out because Grossman didn't have as much distance, or rather had more distance maybe than before. And, you know, if Haftr would have just won that faceoff, even though Halb takes control, if Haftr would have won that faceoff forward, if they, you know, can do that thing where you keep it in the corner, but away, as Spira's now going to get the opportunity, but Lambert doesn't allow him. Good play by Gober, but Halb will take control. Heller trying to get to it. Gober will take it around. There's no one on him. He's going to go into the corner with it again.
I wanted to say before that Haftr needs to make sure
Heller
that they get to Katz. That's their key on.
So we have
15 seconds to go as Katz calling for it. Heller, Popilski, looking across, shoots, it's blocked. Still looking across, Heller's wide open on the back door.
And they have
Popilski
Katz.
shoots, and it just goes wide. Penalty time winding down, and he's out of the box. Heller across. Lampert's shot was blocked. Oh, but Halb now getting their opportunities. Look at Heller, he's open. Popilski trying to use his body, can't get it through. And a shot stopped there by Spira. Heller was wide open.
That is a huge kill. An incredible, just really intelligent play to just keep all the opportunities away. There were momentary opportunities if they could have gotten the ball over to Katz on a cross point, but that was just a much better kill on the Haftr end. And Halb just had, you know, it was just
they got their looks once they got the ball. They just didn't have the ball very long as Spira shaken up after going out to cover that ball. The referee's getting some sort of explanation, asking if the goaltender needs to come out. And Eric Gelman, the commissioner, is clarifying the rule that the goaltender does not need to exit the game. The Haftr backup is there just in case, but Spira seems to be okay, and makes you wonder how things will be going forward for him here.
Yeah, they were asking questions whether Spira has to come out because they, you know, I guess they didn't blow it because he covered it. They blew it because he got hit in the head.
Yeah, I think he covered the ball in the process, and I don't know if Haftr was also arguing about the fact that there was a late shove or something like that from Heller, but that was instantaneous. Both players went for the ball at once. As Marky Davidman is being asked to step off the floor for Haftr.
both his shoelaces are untied, so they're making him get ready.
Fight on now for the Hawks. We've played just under 4:15 into overtime as that shot out of the zone.
And Weiss shot out of a cannon here.
Yeah, and that penalty kill, I said it earlier, Avidan, before you got your penalty kill, because Halb killed off the first Haftr penalty, can build a lot of momentum. As look out, here's Misher trying to go in, sends it in front, but blocked by Fight.
And now Hafter's going a little bit defensive.
Yeah, but I was going to say, while Halb got momentum killing off that penalty late in the first, they had that minute and a half push. Let's see, it looks like Haftr started with it.
In that situation, I know they got to first peel the ball out of the corner, but Traub is wide open on the weak side, on the far side point. So if you're Halb and you're able to come out with it, especially because Hafter's leave, it has Weiss dropping into the middle. So if you could drive and then feed Traub when he's wide open, you're going to get your opportunity towards the net.
Face-off is taken by Heller. Here's a shot by Davidman. That one's blocked. Weiss lifts the stick, tries to make his move inside. His shot deflected up high. Davidman plays it down with his hand to a stick. into the corner. He's blocked by Traub. Traub following behind the net.
Oh, that's good defense.
Yeah, normally they say don't follow behind the net, but that was a very, very good play by the Halb offenseman to drop down as Deutsch will cover up.
It's offsides.
Boy, this has been a thriller from start to finish. Back and forth. Great saves on both sides. Goals on both sides. Clutch, really, I mean, it's the championship game. Every goal is clutch, but, 17 seconds left in regulation, and right after the goalie switched sides, you get a power play goal, just before that. We have seen it, and it's coming in waves for both sides as one of the pegs is off behind Zevy Deutsch's net, and
yeah, I mean, look, I think Halb's had a little bit of an advantage here. Maybe it's also because of the power play, but Haftr's not getting the same opportunities they were getting earlier in the game.
No, they're not. Faceoff is kicked into the corner. Good keep there by Popilski. Shortens up on the stick. Tries to work down with Weiss holding him from behind. Nothing called there as it's cleared back out by Haftr. Traub trying to use his stick. Risk his... only trying to use his stick as Spira had a little bit of trouble detecting that ball. At the last second, just punched it away with the blocker as it's cleared back in. We're seeing ping pong now from both sides as Gober will clear on goal, and Zevy Deutsch catches it and holds it out to the side for the whistle.
That favors Halb with their depth, is the ping pong game where your offensemen are running. You don't want to play that game. Haftr's game, the way Haftr's played this whole game has been getting the ball to their offenseman at the line and driving. That's what they've been looking to do. And since they've gone away from it, they haven't gotten as much of their offensive opportunities.
Judah Heller limped off the floor. Hopefully he's okay as the faceoff is won forward and into the corner by Haftr as Weiss took him down and just missed the top left corner. He had it on Deutsch as Lampert trying to make a move. Now back in front, Weiss. Oh, nice drop pass, but Davidman never had it as Gober shoots just wide. Rebound, Weiss across, and that one goes wide.
There wasn't much in the hit to the wall. There was definitely a no call.
In tight, here's Weiss. Hafter's offense all over Halb's defense as Gober's backhand keep stays in the zone later. Couldn't get it all the way down. Now he does. Spiro will cover it up, and let me tell you, what an attempt on that draw pass. Davidman got it through Weiss's stick just a little bit behind him. That pass was a little more towards the front. Otherwise, we could have seen the walk-off winner there.
Yeah, I mean, look, it would have been a beautiful way to end it. Didn't come off. Just keep plugging away.
Lampert and Lawrence taking on for the Halb Lions. There's Lampert on the face-off as the ball cleared up ahead. Katz and Weiss going into the corner with each other. Katz take it around the floor. Risky play, gloves it. Or rather, that was Spiro who gloved it, but that's taking it from behind his own net. And now he's dropping back again. He'll lob it into the corner.
It allows him to save energy where he feels like, okay, I'm not going to get an opportunity. They're offsides here.
Yeah, Halb is going to take that intentionally. Yeah, Lampert didn't want to. I don't think he realized, but Andy Lawrence not taking any risks with Gober back there.
I think Gober's a player I don't think it's not the same threat as Katz. But at the same,
you don't want to give up the shot in overtime, though. That would be my...
I know, but it's not the same threat, and now you're giving Haftr an opportunity deep in the zone. It's different threats. You got to, do different, play it differently.
Face-off is one shot saved by Deutsch. Rebound is whacked out by Katz or towards out. Good play. Axelrod went down, but got the ball out of the zone. Mischer's on, trying to make a move. Axelrod trying to clean it up. Oh, what a save made by Spira! Unbelievable save. He just saved the game for the Hawks. Incredible. Axelrod shot out of a cannon, got denied on the first chance, got his own rebound, diving across the crease. Spira full extension, kept it out.
His inner Dominic Hasek. Here we go.
As Weiss going the other way, and again, we've seen it in waves. No stick for Katz as he picks it up, but that's Davidman will get to the ball first. Davidman uses his body, sends it through the middle. Axelrod there to pick it up. Couldn't clear past Gober. Good play by Mischer. Made it tough. Gober shoots just wide. Rebound is loose, and it's covered by Deutsch.
They gave him so much of the net to shoot out there. Deutsch didn't have the opportunity to come out and take out that angle. Anywhere that wasn't at him was in.
Gober looks up. He hits the net. Season over potentially, but just, similar to what you were saying before, just keeping your cool. Desperation. Think he just, ripped it in the direction of the net, but missed just wide. And he had time. He could have looked up and picked the spot. As that one face-off win directly to Deutsch. He'll cover up. you know, I was going to make the point earlier with Kobe Weiss on the faceoff, but this is a play Haftr ran in the first period where Marky Davidman would just win the faceoff directly on goal. And you could see it. Halb counters it with Axelrod dropping back instead of towards the point. Good attempt to clear and good play out of midair to clear by Axelrod. Mishra lifts the stick. Good play. Axelrod and Mishra hard on the forecheck as Traub missed it with his foot. Davidman gets control. Got to watch the wrapper, and he's going to try to use his body. Look at Weiss wide open in the middle. Couldn't get it to him. Now he does. Spira, shot deflected, and Davidman, I don't think, expected that deflection as Popilski fell down as he took it away from Weiss. Oh, the rebound scored! It's Weiss! Walk-off winner! And the Haftr Hawks have completed the perfect season!
That was an incredible goal to finish an incredible game. You know, on the Haftr end, you feel like you know, that's something you earned. And on the Halb end, you feel like you should have gotten a little bit more. Both teams were so deserving, not just to be here, but to win it. And the fact that it went to overtime, you know, it took late winners, power plays. This took a full effort from both sides, and it was an incredible, incredible game.
Absolutely unbelievable. Kobe Weiss with an incredible play. Brought it from forehand to backhand, off the pipe and in. Far side, shelf it on Zevi Deutsch. Kobe Weiss with the overtime winner for Haftr, and what a goal. What a goal. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And you know, you just can't say enough about what went down here. And Avidan, 17 seconds left. 17 seconds left in what was Haftr's season in the third period. Ethan Grossman scores the game tire, and Kobe Weiss, who had the first goal for Haftr, scores the second, or his second, and the walk-off winner. For the second straight year, we've had the championship end in overtime, but this time it's Haftr who comes away instead of Halb. And what an unbelievable finish, overall game, and just season.
Yeah, I mean, like there aren't too many words to describe how this one went. It was really just well played. Halb was so close, you know, and they dropped into the 1-2-1 to finish the third. And just when they made their one mistake, Haftr was the one mistake they made, Haftr went in and pounced. And then on the other end, you saw how well Halb was playing in this OT, right? But an incredible save by Spira. Just inner Dominic Hasek to save the game. That game was over if he didn't make that save. And to keep his team alive. And then they come down and start getting their opportunities and eventually score. It really was a complete effort, and there's so many people who could be MVPs on this team.
And they're giving out the trophy. It looks like Eric Gelman, the commissioner, has already presented the championship one, but looks like the MVP being given out right now. Probably going to go, if I had to guess, probably go to Kobe Weiss. Oh, no. Oh, this is the championship trophy. Sorry. I mean, Avidan, I know that Sam Spira played an outstanding game, but Kobe Weiss, MVP?
I think it's one or the other.
I mean, golden goal.
It's hard to argue with it because it wasn't just the goal that gave him this. He was so strong on the forecheck. He made such a difference in the offensive zone. Even when he wasn't scoring, he was putting pressure. And he was just such a difference maker. Him and Gober made such differences in this game for their team. Obviously, Grossman had the goal. Spiro was the goalie. Their team, everyone showed out for this team.
Everyone. And while Haftr does end up as champions, I don't want to take away from what we saw from Halb tonight, the clear underdog coming into this one. And they went up twice. Yes, I understand they lost the lead at the end of regulation. They were over, they were just under 20 seconds away from winning a championship after they lost last year in double overtime. And unfortunately, while they don't get there this year, still an incredible, incredible season. And next year, I would make a bold prediction right now, which I don't think would really be that bold to say we could see them back because this team was loaded with 7th grade talent.
It's also Halb. They're here every year anyways.
Yeah. Look, but you can see why, and certainly deserving of this opportunity, and no question that this was certainly, you always hope for great games in the championship game. This certainly fits the criteria, and certainly just an outstanding game. Definitely one that I'm sure nobody would have passed up on if they knew we were in store for overtime coming into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, early, way too early bet next year's championship's going to go to overtime.
Well, we've been 2 years in a row. Last year's high schools, both of them went. I mean, what else can you say about this game? It was, again, yeah, I mean, thank you, Zach. But beside the point that, all of the big buzzwords have pretty much gone out the window. I'm speechless right now. Another outstanding game. Both goalies made incredible saves. You cannot ask for more.
You can't make this stuff up either. A comeback win in the championship.
17, yeah, and I've said it 100 times already, but 17 seconds away from having your season end to undefeated champions, and not just undefeated because last year Hank had an undefeated season, but they tied a game somewhere. This was an undefeated and perfect season for the Haftr Hawks.
Yeah, and they earned it. But one of the things that you don't think about in this moment, and you only realize later on, is generally when you get to these games, is that it's your last time as a team ever being together.
Yeah.
And for these kids, they'll remember that last moment because kids leave for school. Some kids decide not to play, in high school. So it's your last time as a team, and then you get the memory of winning a championship, and that's something really special.
Would certainly lead to believe that a lot of these players from both sides will be going on to their family school. Obviously, the Haftr middle schoolers on to Haftr high school, and the Halb players on to DRS in all likeliness. Well, I don't have exact information or any sort of confirmation on that.
Look, that's the general path, but there are always kids who, there are other schools, and there are kids who decide to, that they'd prefer to be in another, high school.
Well,
and because of that, it's just something that makes these final games something that you look at.
Yeah. Well, the bottom line that I was going to get to being the fact that this is potentially not the last time we may see these guys going up against each other, as just, again, an incredible end, an incredible game, incredible postseason, and incredible overall season. And before we wrap it up, just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who made it possible, everything from the season, all the referees, the coaches, everyone on the administration from the schools who make this happen, and of course, the leader behind it all, Eric Gelman, the commissioner of the league, who did an outstanding job yet again. And we're going to wrap it up here tonight. Want to, again, shout out our sponsors, Holy Schnitzel, along with Dave's Pizza, and, of course, Camp David, again, for the second straight year. And also want to say thank you to the Haftr crew, the Haftr broadcasting crew who made this possible, Corey Spitzer, Zach Newmark. Thank you guys so much. And signing off for the final time tonight, I'm Josh Cass, saying so long for myself, Avi Don Berman, Corey Spitzer, Zach Newmark, and our entire crew. Congratulations to the Haftr Hawks on a perfect season. And thank you, everyone, for watching this championship game. We are looking forward already to doing it all again next year.
All right.
Have a great night.
That was one heck of a game. Congratulations to the Haftr Hawks. Great effort by the Halb Lions, as they do every year, always here in the championship. See y'all later. Good night.